I'm on your turf again. From the back of the I got a girl, Brad. She go to battle. LA to go to the tag. I go in back of the they all from that. My diamonds, they all look at. I go to bed on bed. I got the demon on flat. I got it in the back. Ladies, they talk to chat. They step on the rock, no man. I'm a K back. 100K. I found out where you lay at. I got the lurking and they hate cats. Pockets stay fat. I got the from the block and they screaming, they know what bank said. I got the work on the avenue, they know what tank said. I got the live in the mansion, they know what that. I got some that's up in the jet and they know what that. I came on top of the building, yeah, my we had a plan. We came on top of the building, yeah, my we never ran. Down there, thought that had a fan. Oh, hey, 10 o'clock, got a flight out, yeah, I'm going back out to Japan. I got 2 Billy trunk and a bitch door with a land. Bruce Wayne, I'm Batman, I'm best man. I got my best man, I go to hotels when I step out, yeah, your boy got a doorman. I go to nightclubs with yeah, they call me the madman. I ain't no madman, I just go crazy, man.
Coach, we find ourselves at the foot of the Rockies, Denver, Colorado, for this edition of the NFL on EA Sports. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Denver Broncos. And you combine a big leg with a mile-high air, there's the outcome. This will sail out of the end zone for a touchback. Here's the first carry now for Todd Gurley. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. That one good for 10 yards. And that'll make it second and a foot or so.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Now on second down, this is Gurley. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And all of a sudden here, it's third down. Gurley. And an alley to run. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive. Defense had a chance to get off the field here on the opening drive, couldn't do it.
I know that we go into these meetings with coaches, and sometimes maybe we can get, a little bit numb because they're always going to talk about how important third down is, aren't they? Offense and defense. In this case, one capitalized, and the other, as you said, had a chance to get off the field and didn't get it done.
And 3 yards there takes him to the 45.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter games turn into bigger runs later.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be brought down at the 50 after a gain of about 5.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
From midfield now, here's Rosen. Man open, it's Cup. He's got it. And he's got the first down before being taken down at the 46. It'll be a pickup of 4, good enough to earn him yet another first down. On first down, it's Gurley. Good move by Gurley. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. Denver has the first down, the play going for 15 yards. And a nice little broken tackle run there by Todd Gurley, the 10th pick in the 2015 draft.
And that's what you get with him, that full package of speed, power, able to catch the ball in the backfield. Many people doubted him coming out because of the knee injury in college. They're seeing the full Todd Gurley now, and it hurts.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Now a play fake here on first down. And the Chiefs are going to get him. Well, they go play fake. The problem is nobody was faked out.
And when no one's faked out, what's the end result? Quarterback gets hit.
Off the play fake, here's Rosen. He's got his man, it's Andrews. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. That catch good for 5. It's third down.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal. Because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
And he fires one, but incomplete.
He had a good game catching the ball in the backfield a week ago, and they're going to try and involve him in that way in this game as well. But you can tell scouting is taking over. They're making it a little bit more difficult.
Defensively, they told us, hey, we've got to take him out of the passing game, limit it to just short runs, because he can really impact this offense. And this is good. It was running out of gas there at the end, but he winds up getting just enough on it. And the Broncos, the first to grace the scoreboard. It's 3-zip. So the field goal there caps what winds up to be an 11-play drive.
Well, partner, that's a lot of offense to run there to only get 3 points. I just wonder, are they going to recycle those plays because they were successful in getting 3? Or do you go to another section of the playbook trying to find ones that get you into the end zone and get you 6?
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They go play action here on first down. And this one caught by Delaney Walker. And all the way down to the 26. An outstanding pickup there for the Chiefs. 43 yards.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
So now then, the big play has them all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Here's the first carry for Tariq Cohen. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd down. He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. What they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. And 5 yards on the play there as the drive will continue. Back now with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin as the Chiefs.
Here we go, here we go.
Now Cohen. And this play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back to the 15. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
On 2nd down, Roethlisberger. That's complete right around the 8.
What is the linebacker looking at, man?
A bit, and another 1st down. Well, they're piecing together a nice drive to start this one. Seems pretty scripted and pretty successful so far.
And I think they did it without our help. Because you remember when we sat in the production meeting with them to talk about this. And, hey, you know, how you guys going to come out of the gate? I know I offered my help with a few plays, and they didn't seem to want it.
I didn't offer mine.
You know, you were the smart one. Whatever they're doing, though, it's working really well.
Roethlisberger keeps it. And no signal, but I don't think he got the surge behind center. No, he's going to be kept out of the end zone.
Oh, yeah, good surge defensively. Sometimes you can just tell by the way a quarterback lines his feet up behind center. He's going to try and sneak it in. And they catch him here and stop him for no gain.
Another shot from the one on 2nd and goal. Big Ben going to take it himself. Officially no gain on the sneak. Kind of a wasted play there, and now it's 3rd down.
Almost want to go Shakespeare here. My kingdom for a yard. Quarterback sneak, nothing doing.
Better be careful. Shakespeare might sue you.
Yeah, he might come get me, right? Good luck with that, Bard.
Third down and goal. This Denver defense trying to hold up for one more play. Here we go now with Smith. And he is in. Touchdown, Kansas City. Ito Smith, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Chiefs are in for 6. Extra point good by Gostkowski. And that makes it a 7-3 lead. Gostkowski now out to kick it away. On the return, here's a speedy Jamison Crowder. And that should give his guys a spark. He's up all the way to the 44-yard line.
At some point, we're going to get it through our heads. Special teams, special teams, special teams. The spark that often wins games.
Good starting position for the Broncos here as they come up 1st and 10. Here's Rosen to throw. Fells has it, left side. And he'll take it down shy of 45 at the 46.
Seeing that play and understanding just how tough it is to cover tight ends, especially the ones running around the NFL nowadays, makes me glad I didn't make it in that league. I would have had a really difficult time.
But now you get to sit up here with me.
Yeah, and that's fun, isn't it? And put a really nice game right there on 1st down for them. Brings up a nice 2nd down for them.
They call that a loss of 6 yards. And it's 3rd down now. You mentioned very early on the need to establish a running game for this young QB. They really haven't been able to do that, though, in the first half.
So that means what in halftime? Adjustments time, right? Figure out what they are, figure out the things that they really want to accomplish, and who to run behind. Which are your better blockers? Find those guys and get in that direction.
On 3rd down, Rosen. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Sean Lee. And he'll get it all the way down inside the 35-yard line. That's now his 2nd interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel, and excellent hands.
Yeah, versatility and showing those hands. To throw here, Roethlisberger. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And not much running room. Down to the 32. Only a yard in the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
He may be a bit undersized compared to the modern-day NFL defensive tackle, but what he lacks in size, he definitely makes up for in his ability to make tackles in the run game as well.
And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. From the gun, it's Roethlisberger. He's going to dump that off to his running back, Cohen. And he'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. That one good for 12 yards into Kansas City first. Two minutes remain here in the first half. Back to Denver right after this. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18. There for the tackle, the former Wisconsin Badger, Leon Jacobs.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Four down.
They go play action now. Roethlisberger. It's a loss of 7. And now it's 3rd down.
Snickers, 66. Blue 30.
Now Ben on 3rd and long. And he hits the tight end. It's Deion Sims. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
And in a lot of ways, that catch is expected. Red zone presence, and that one was realized there. You've got to find your tight end in that situation.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he will take it on in for a Chiefs touchdown. A great play there. His 9th touchdown of the season. And the Chiefs are able to grow their lead. And that'll give them a 2-score lead here, but I'm looking ahead. They just want to hold it for the final moments here in the 2nd quarter. They don't want to give up anything on the other side.
No, not at all, because if they don't, it almost had the feel of an imposing their will score. And right now, they want to make sure they keep that and carry it into the 2nd half.
Gostkowski now out to kick it away. Now it's Crowder. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. Now this Broncos offensive unit ready to head back out onto the field. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure, if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the 2nd half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
The Chiefs will use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the 1st half of play. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Lucky 56.
Throwing now, Rosen on 1st down. On the catch, it's Crowder. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. A really good pickup of 28 yards. From the red zone now, here's Rosen on 1st down. And that is caught. Touchdown, Denver. As his guys are in for 6. And the Broncos have cut it to within a score. Well, this could be a big turnaround. They get the touchdown here in the final moments of the 2nd quarter. Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked. This is going the other way. But he will not be able to bring this one back, and the extra point attempt unsuccessful.
I know it's easy to kind of shrug off a blocked extra point, but this game is shaping up to be a tight one. The 2nd half, this could prove crucial.
Yeah, we might look back on this one. We'll have to wait and see. A 5-point game now as here comes the kickoff. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Out now the Chiefs offensive unit ready to do battle again. And Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Snickers, you got to spin. Hey.
Final play of the half. It's Roethlisberger. He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack. We have hit half. You want the third quarter already? No problem. Let's do it. Ready for the start of the third quarter. The Chiefs have the lead and set to receive the football. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Here comes the Chiefs offensive unit as they'll have it to begin quarter number 3. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had an ability to see what you've done, and they're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ballgame.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up third.
Well, we're not playing 3 yards in a cloud of dust football anymore. I kind of get why those old school coaches sometimes didn't want to throw the football. Because if it's popped up in the air, it almost turns into slow motion, and both sides trying to get to the football, and you're holding your breath wondering whether it's going to go good or bad for your team.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass.
8. Snickers, you got to spin.
Out of the gun, it's Roethlisberger. And he's going to be grabbed and pulled down. Emmanuel Ogbah. He's the one to get him, and that's sack number 7 for him on the year. Here's Brett Kern now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. Now it's Crowder. Call that a 46-yard punt with a net of 40 on the 6-yard return. And the Broncos take over, 1st down and 10. So now a look at the Broncos as they head back out there for their first possession of the second half. They were able to get the stop defensively. Now a chance really to set the tone here in quarter 3.
They can really take charge, can't they? And this is probably how it was drawn up at the half. I think we can go inside the locker room, all right? And I think we would see up on the grease boards, stop them defensively, get the ball back for the offense, and let's go downfield and score. Seems simple, right? The last part, we have to find out if that's going to happen. But the first part worked to perfection. Did exactly what they wanted, and now their offense has to pay it off.
See if they can get the latter 50%. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Broncos 1st down. Here comes carry number 10 for Gurley. And he'll take it across the 50 and into Chief territory. Dontari Poe in on the stop.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
He'll pick up only a yard there, and it'll leave him with a 3rd and 7.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Over!
From the gun on third down, it's Rosen. Over the middle, complete. It's Andrews. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. A good pick up there of 20 yards. Now a handoff for Gurley. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down.
The best offenses and the ones that win are ones that make adjustments. And right now, I think this team needs to open things up.
Watch it now, Barney! Barney! Gun! 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 Gun!
Now Rosen to throw on second down. Is so caught right around the 6. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. A really nice gain of 25 yards. They'll try and push it in with Gurley. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Denver. Todd Gurley. Touchdown number 15 of the year. And the Broncos are in for 6. And there you go. Nothing really too complex. Block, keep to your assignments, let them run it in. They did it.
Fundamental football. Good blocking, beats good tackling on that play. End result, touchdown.
And now they'll empty the backfield here as they elect to go for 2.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
And he will not make it to the goal line here. So they'll be unable to bump this lead up to a field goal as it remains a 1-point game. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. So now here are the Chiefs as their offense makes their way back out onto the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. Looking for Ginn, and it's intercepted. Tre'Davious White with a pick. And a great return as he gets this all the way down close to the 30-yard line.
Brandon, this is a veteran quarterback back there. He should know better than to make a throw like this. This is definitely not his best ball, and I think he knew this was trouble the second it was leaving his hand.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. After the interception, here's Rosen. That's going to be caught. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. Mark Andrews, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Broncos turn that interception into a touchdown. This time, the extra point up and good. And the lead is up to 8. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. And out come the Chiefs now. And last time, 1-play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a 1-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, you got a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one.
9 yards is the pick up there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1. Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. Now Roethlisberger to throw on 2nd down. He's going to air one out. He's got a man. Complete. A gain of 32 that time. You know, when I see passes like that, I'm reminded of something you and I talked about yesterday. Big Ben was a wide receiver the first 3 years of high school, sitting behind the coach's son. And then he finally got that opportunity. I think he's made the most of it.
It's always the coach's son, isn't it? But you know where it helps him? When he looks downfield, he knows what the receivers are going to do. He actually has wide receiver's eyes when he's throwing the ball.
And defensive back Jamal Adams in on the stop.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
Nowhere to turn here, and he's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line. Emmanuel Ogbah in there to get him, and that's sack number 8 for him on the year. The Chiefs on third down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd down and 12. From the shotgun, it's Roethlisberger. And Genn's got it.
Come on, Hughes.
Brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this third quarter. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. They'll throw on 1st down with Roethlisberger. Buying time to his left. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. He'll get just a yard on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
Yeah, he only gets a few yards on 1st and 10, but he's better off doing that than throwing an incompletion or even worse, an interception.
On 2nd down, here's Roethlisberger. It's brought in right side by Ginn. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. 63 yards receiving for him now, and that last catch good enough for a 1st down. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he's going to take it into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. A great effort there. His 10th touchdown of the season, 2nd of the game. And the Chiefs are a 2-point conversion away from tying this thing up. Here's Roethlisberger. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. And a failure to convert and tie the game. Now the pressure shifts back to the defense.
But I think it was the right play. I think it was the right call to try and tie the game there. Kick an extra point, you're still down 1. What's the sense? I like what they did.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
We saw a number of good games earlier today. This one might top all of those. It's been a dandy as we come up on 1st and 10. They'll try and start the drive with Gurley. Looking to find a lane, but he can't. Reined in at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. Well, they had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10. On 2nd down, here's Rosen. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Andrews. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. He got 29 yards that time. So now 1st and 10 in Chiefs territory at the 46.
Now let's go. Green, 39.
And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
Watch it now, Barney! Barney!
On second down, Rosen. He'll throw underneath for Gurley. And he'll get it down here to the 43. Call it a gain of 5. And that'll bring up a third down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
On third down, they'll run it with Gurley.
Oh, man, you don't block nobody.
Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. It'll be a loss of 1, and that's going to bring up a fourth down. Time for a break. We'll come back for the electrifying conclusion after this. Now here's Michael Dixon, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. He'll send this one into the mile-high air, and it's a good one. Now it's Ginn. Just a 25-yard punt, not what he was hoping for by any stretch. And it's Chiefs football, 1st and 10. He's back to throw. Flush to his right. And that's incomplete.
Work with me, partner. Take a deep breath, because that's what they're doing down the field now. That incompletion allowed them to exhale a little bit. Get in the huddle, kind of scan the crowd, see if any celebrities are here. Relax a little bit as they start this big drive.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. They'll look to throw. He's going to let it fly. And he's unable to grab it. Thought he might have had position, couldn't hold on, 3rd down. They try to take a shot there on 2nd down, and that leaves them, because of the incompletion, a very tricky 3rd and 10.
And with the time situation, you would expect them to try and get it all in this one play, but there's still enough time that if you can take something shorter, gain some yardage, make it a more manageable 4th down if you need to.
Back to throw.
Let's go.
He's taken down.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. He'll look to throw. And no, it's incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Broncos are close to finishing off this football game. Now the Broncos offense, they get set to head back onto the field. They have the football, they're looking good, but the lead is just 2, so any mistake in a field goal can beat you. They got to be careful.
And that's where it gets difficult, because you don't want that to leak into your thinking. You want to play like, hey, we've got the advantage. We can close this out. Don't play from fear, and they can win this game.
See if they can play fear-free and hang on. Now here's a defensive timeout called by the Chiefs as they get the stoppage with 65 seconds remaining. Here's 2nd and goal, operating from the 8-yard line. quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. And the Chiefs are going to signal for and be granted another timeout as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
Watch it now, Barney! Barney!
Third and goal, Gurley. And a short pickup there down to about the 9. And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game. Fairbairn able to put this one through. And that will push the lead up to 5. So they get to 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now because they'd feel a whole lot better about their position.
And a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. And now here comes Kansas City. They're down here in a one-score game. But the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time gives them a chance to run their offense, to go through play sequences. And this is what they work on every week in practice, usually on a Friday. They go over this type of a situation, late game situation. What are we going to do when we have the opportunity? They've called these plays a bunch of times. Now's their chance to execute them.
They have the opportunity now. Here's the execution. Back to throw. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Sims. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. First down. And he did exactly what they needed him to do, Charles. Got out of bounds. They have no timeouts.
And they knew that before the play even began. Still executed it. How many times have we seen it happen where you know it, yet a guy still looking for a timeout or trying to stay in bounds? He got it done.
Roethlisberger now a perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. 1st and 10. Now it's Roethlisberger. Now a desperation throw deep. It's caught at the 10. And they're going to have this way down deep in Denver territory. A big play there for KC. And even 40 yards. Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown. And that's what they're gunning for on 1st and goal. Roethlisberger will throw. And he's got it.
Come on, man.
Touchdown. And they have taken the lead here in the final seconds.
How many people are watching this one right here who gave up? Because that score, they might want to try and rush back into this stadium.
Yeah, what looks like is going to be the game-deciding score, although a little bit of time left, so you can't count your chickens before they're hatched.
Well, they better come back in here and watch this one, because you and I...
Now look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Snags it for the pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Gostkowski now out to kick it away.
Throw the ball in.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Bronco offense now set to come back out onto the field. So you're right there, but obviously the clock is not your friend. How do you handle this situation?
You're thinking 2 plays. One, to get yourself in position for the second one, whether you're able to get into field goal range or you have to try another deep pass, another Hail Mary. But you're trying to get the first one to a receiver, get out of bounds, and give yourself a chance to set things up for an easier shot at it.
We'll see if they can do it. Might be easier said than done.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Now this time, Rosen will throw. That'll be incomplete with 9 seconds now showing on the clock. He was looking for Jamison Crowder there, and it'll bring up third down. This defense has watched their lead dwindle away. This is where they really need to bow up. They executed well there.
And it's often hard after you've played really well early and then you kind of relax a little bit to step on the gas again. They just did it on the last play. Looks like they want to finish this one off.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Now it's Rosen. And nearly intercepted there. That would have been ball game if he had clinched it and caught it. Instead, it gives him one more chance here on fourth down. Now let's see how the offense still out there. They elect to go on 4th and 11.
Lucky 56.
One final shot here for Rosen. He's going to let it fly. And, oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Cordray Tankersley with a pick. And that is going to seal this victory as time runs out. Well, we were on hand for a fun and